Well, I had to run into town to get some supplies, some sandpaper and stuff, and the weather's getting worse out here. Matter of fact, they just had an alert on the radio, flash flood warnings in effect. So by the time I get back to the mountain, it should be pretty interesting to get back up there. But the farmland here, water's already coming across the road. Yeah, it looks like it's running along the side of the road here already. What normally is little trickles now become creeks in the side of the road. The road's getting a little washed out. It's not too bad. See down here's the lower part of the property, and yeah, the storm produced a pretty good amount of water here. My little creek has now turned into a large creek. Matter of fact, it's a brand new waterfall. It's usually a dry area. As you can see now, it's a beautiful waterfall.
This is how my main creek normally looks. Compared to this after a significant rainfall.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's go tubing.
I don't think that would be too safe.
Ah, come on. You only live once, you know.
Yeah, and it'll be short-lived if I listen to you.
Chicken. Buck, 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 buck.
Welcome back to Ray's A-Frame Cabin Adventure, episode number 9.
Yeah, episode Q.
Q?
Yeah, Q.
What's Q mean?
It's number 9 in Japanese.
You know Japanese?
Yeah, I learned how to count to 10 in judo.
You took judo?
Yeah, but I had to quit when I was 10.
Why's that?
Because I didn't know how to count any higher.
Oh, brother. Back to the story, Grasshopper. Back on the property, June 9th. Took a little bit of time off, had my 52nd birthday with family and stuff. That was nice. Anyway, feeling my age here at the moment, but back to work in the cabin. Okay, it came up, there was some rain, so the cabin was a little bit out of square. Okay, hold it. Stop with that music, will you?
Huh, I kind of like it. Brings back memories.
Do I have to get my brown belt out?
What's the magic word?
Please.
Nope, it's fortune cookie.
So what I'm doing this morning is I've got some rope and pulley going off to a log in the woods there, a tree in the woods, and I've straightened up the whole thing. It had to be leaned back that way a little bit, so.
Remind me to put new gloves on your Christmas list.
Squared it up here, straightened up, and I'm getting ready to put up some cable and stuff to hold it, or some threaded rod rather, and then we'll get started on the exterior framing. Okay, making some progress here, slow progress, but I've got the threaded rod holding up my floor beams there, and I'll be able to adjust them as I need to. So I've got them all adjusted. They're all level.
When I say level, I mean the tops of the logs being level so that I could put the floor decking on it.
So we're about ready to put in some of the walls. It took all day to get to this point, longer than I thought, as usual.
Stay focused.
And of course I had to bring up some lumber from down below that got delivered. Anyway. Here you can see we're starting with the logs in position, and we're going to be working on some of the framing today. So we're going to be adding the lower framing on the side here, and then as well as the decking on the floor here over the logs, the loft decking. And then we're going to be moving into some of the framing up on top here, as you can see in the loft area, and along with the roof that is up there as well.
Roof? Like a dog?
No, roof.
Well, here we are. We're making some progress, finally getting some of the walls up. It's been a long weekend here, and just super clear, crystal clear out. I mean, not a cloud in the sky.
I see one.
And very, very hot though.
So here's a clip of me in front of the cabin there, and I don't really know what I'm saying because the sound is down too low. So it's just watching myself here trying to figure out what am I actually saying and talking about. I think it was mostly just about the temperature of the day.
Yeah, it looks like you're kind of sweaty and see your lips moving, but you're not saying a whole lot. That seems pretty normal to me.
Hilarious. What I wanted to point out was the threaded rod that goes from the horizontal beam up at an angle to the A-frame on the right, which helps stabilize the structure and keep it from racking.
Ooh, racking. I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad.
Well, it's definitely unwanted in this case.
Like bad sushi.
Or annoying commentary.
I heard that.
I also want to point out the rope and pulley system that's going off to the left into the trees, which helped keep the cabin in the right position.
Well, here's a pile of lumber that they dropped off for me, and unfortunately when they dropped it, half the stuff slid out of the bundles before it hit the ground and then popped open, but
it is what it is, and I've hauled about a third of it up the mountain to there, to the site and to the cabin. There you can see just coming above the trees is the top of the cabin. So I've got a lot of work to do, but that's gonna have to be for the next trip. Going to Walmart, getting a tarp to cover it. I think there's some rain coming until next week when I can get up here.
Ooh, can I drive?
Okay, June 17th, back on the property, drove up today. It's getting towards the evening here. I've got to bring all the rest of this lumber up here, so I started stacking some. Got tired of carrying it by hand. I used the car and hooked it behind the car. Of course, this is where most of it comes out to. It makes it about to this corner here and then falls out of the straps and stuff, with the rest of it being down around the corner. So I'll have to haul it from here by hand, but still a little bit closer. Here we're putting the decking on the loft. It's the 2x6 material, tongue and groove. So I've got the hammer there with a scrap piece, and I'm beating it over in position. Then I put a little bit of liquid nail or construction adhesive there on the right there on the wood, kind of a glob there, and then put the board on, and then we're gonna get ready to screw. You know, of course, you got to balance yourself on these trusses, these log trusses as you go. But sorry, I'm dripping on the phone here with sweat. Ew, it's a little hot. At any rate, and then I'm angling. That was probably noisy.
What?
But angling in those screws there, and so when that sets up with the glue underneath it, it's just rock solid. The whole thing is just, I mean, it's not moving a bit. So
unlike the camera shake.
It's working out great. Another beautiful hot day though.
Yeah, I want a snow cone.
So here we are up on the loft. I've got some lumber up here. We're getting ready to start framing on the wall. It's June 19th, Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
This is a big Father's Day project like this.
Thanks.
Anyway, got my top and bottom plate here laid out, and when you lay them out, use a framing square here. You can lay them both out at the same time, put them together, and then just mark your lines across. Got it 16 inches on center. Marked it for where the studs are going to be. That's where the X goes. And borrowed the framing square from my friend Ed, which it's okay to borrow tools. Just make sure you get it back. Ed, don't worry about it. It'll come back home.
Sure, like my comic book.
I have to cut all my wall studs the same length.
Hey, I gave that back.
It's going to be the 8 foot tall as the wall, but I've got a bottom plate and top plate, 1.5 inches each, so I've got to subtract 3 inches, which will take it down to 7'9". And rather than measure and cut these boards individually, I'm going to line them all up here, squared them at this end, and then just drew one chalk line across there. So I'll just make one cut across all of it, and that'll do it. There's the finished rough framing on the wall. Got the window space in there. I did miscalculate on that. I added a double top plate there, so the wall is actually a little bit higher than 8 feet now, but that's okay. A little taller is better inside. So and there we have it. And they're all nailed at the bottom, nailed and screwed in the middle here just to hold it together, and then some nails on top of that. Now, it's too heavy to lift up by myself. I tried it. I think I'm gonna have to wait till I get somebody up here, or I could cut it in the middle right there, and right there at that point, and then make 2 walls out of it and then set it up. But that's enough for this weekend. It's Father's Day and I'm done. Just tired for today, so gonna maybe head over to Fall Creek Falls and go swimming, and then probably head home tomorrow morning. Well, we're back up here in sight. It's actually starting to rain now. It's been just brutally hot. But you can see in the background here, I've got some framing going on. Of course, you know, I just heard some thunder and lightning. Probably not a good idea to be, up in the ladder there on the side of the mountain.
You think?
So, yeah, it's raining out there.
It's raining, it's pouring, this is getting boring.
At least it's a little cooler.
Yeah, we get free showers.
Oh yeah, by the way, I couldn't stand up that wall by myself. It was too heavy.
I could have done it.
Got able to come up there from the valley, and he came up and helped me. And
you could, huh?
we lifted up position. I'm just putting in the side framing and stuff on it now.
Yep.
But looks good. It's up. It's helping to stabilize stuff.
I would have liked to seen you try.
No, either do or do not. Never try.
Thanks, Master Yoda.
I have the rest of the roof framing done on the
No prob.
one side here in the cabin, and the wall's up, so it looks good. It's still raining off and on. Little thunderstorm activity going on here. I'm probably going to call it a day, just so I don't get struck by lightning. And
stop playing with the sound effects.
Killjoy.
Not to mention, when I was up on the ladder yesterday cutting off that first roof truss there, that it fell and it hit here on the deck, and then it bounced over and actually landed on top of my Nissan. No dents or anything. It was just amazing. Then bounced off the top of that and then went down on the hill.
That's a miracle.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, thank the Lord.
So anyway, thank God it didn't dent that.
Quit.
The actual back door was open on that too.
Wow.
The hatchback in the back, but hit right off, bounced flat on it, and bounced off. Great.
A few technical points are that I used 2x8 pine for the outside lower walls, 2x6 spruce for the exterior loft walls, more 2x8 yellow pine for the loft roof, and 2x4 spruce for the small end walls. Finally, here's a quick look at the underside of the loft floor with the beams and the tongue and groove flooring.
So here I am at Fall Creek Falls after that lot of rain. As you can see, the waterfalls are just awesomely awesome.
The word basket.
Awesomely awesome, yeah. They're just at full tilt and it's absolutely beautiful, beautiful. Well, I just went for a swim. It was invigorating. Water's probably about, I don't know, about 65 degrees or something right now, so it's a little chilly, but boy, it's just beautiful out underneath the falls, swimming underneath there. And it's like being out in the ocean today. It's just really rough. It's
use your words.
I can't even talk because it's still a little cold, but fantastic.
I want to jump off the waterfall.
You're not going to be able to do that.
Hey, you're talking to a yellow belt here.
Oh boy.
You don't want none of this.
You are so right. Just say goodbye.
Sayonara.